This ABC15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. In Phoenix, one man fighting for his life today and a suspect on the run after an overnight shooting near 7th Avenue in Apache. That's right off I-17. Police finding the victim shot around 9:30 last night, rushing him to the hospital with serious injuries. Police have not yet released any suspect information. Changing the landscape to conserve water. City of Scottsdale adopting new rules for new home construction. City Council approved an ordinance last night that bans natural grass in the front yards of new homes built in the city after August 15th. City says feedback gathered from Scottsdale water customers in June reveals 86% support the initiative. Heat relief stations are open across the valley. They offer a place to cool off and water for anyone in need. You can find a list of locations on ABC15.com right now. Today on Capitol Hill, FBI Director Christopher Wray testifying before the House Judiciary Committee, facing questions from some of his harshest critics. Top GOP members accusing the FBI and DOJ of using their federal resources for political purposes amid the Hunter Biden criminal investigation, which ended with the president's son agreeing to plead guilty to a pair of tax-related misdemeanors and a gun charge to avoid a felony conviction.
The men and women of the FBI do to protect the American people goes way beyond the one or two investigations that seem to capture all the headlines.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he is considering starting an impeachment inquiry over Attorney General Merrick Garland's handling of the Hunter Biden investigation. Pickleball, the nation's fastest growing sport, making a big splash here in Arizona. But as more people take to the court, health insiders are noticing a rise in injuries. This year alone, doctors are predicting the U.S. will see about 67,000 ER visits, 366,000 outpatient visits, and 9,000 outpatient surgeries, all related to pickleball injuries. Experts recommend taking the time to strengthen your lower body and core to help with balance and coordination. It's also important to treat the game like any other pastime and pace yourself.
On a daily basis, we see a couple of people that are getting injured in pickleball. Always has fun, but always with moderation.
Yeah, for more expert advice from health insiders, head to abc15.com/health. A congressional investigation accusing some tax prep companies, including TaxSlayer, H&R Block, and TaxAct, of releasing sensitive information without consent or disclosure to Meta and Google. The information includes your gross income and the size of your tax refund. Lawmakers recommending the Treasury and DOJ now investigate the matter further. President Biden announcing plans to change the federal student loan system. His new plan is called Save, and borrowers could see their monthly bills cut in half. Depending on how many people enroll, this plan could cost the government up to $361 billion over 10 years. Some parts could be implemented this summer. Others are scheduled to take effect in 2024. Now to Hollywood, where the writers' strike continues. Screen Actors Guild now agreeing to the studio's request for federal mediation. But if the union doesn't reach a deal by midnight, there could still be a strike. With the writers' union already on picket lines, the actors' strike would bring most remaining productions to a halt.
I mean, look, if there's one thing actors do, it's show up to perform, right? If you tell actors there's a stage somewhere, they will rush it. So if a strike is called, I would expect this entire block to be choked with actors.
Yeah, if leadership fails to reach an acceptable deal, and they do agree to a strike, they expect to hit the streets tomorrow morning. The last actors' strike was back in 1980. It lasted 3 months. Back to school is almost here, and the Valleywise Health Foundation is offering its 15th annual backpack drive this weekend. Parents and students can attend this 2-day drive Saturday and Sunday. It's from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Each backpack is filled with school supplies. I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens. Tracking this excessive heat warning now in effect for the Valley, southern Arizona and western Arizona into next week. We also now have a new round of heat advisories that have been issued across the Arizona high country for Friday through Monday. So some incredibly hot temperatures even up in the higher terrain as this extreme heat wave continues. Tomorrow we start out in the 90s, 98 degrees as early as 9 o'clock in the morning in Phoenix, 106 around noon and 114 around 4 p.m.
p.m. here in Phoenix, which could potentially tie tomorrow's record. We're also looking at record heat on Friday, too, and early morning lows in the 90s that'll be within a couple of degrees of those record warm lows as well. So we remain in weather action mode as long as this heat alert, this excessive heat warning, is in effect. Right now, that goes until 8 p.m. on Tuesday. You can see monsoon storm chances back in the forecast early next week as well, and a little bit of a drop by Wednesday.
This ABC15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.